Hello everyone, myself Ashish Desai, Assistant Professor, Mechanical Department. Today we are going to discuss here the numericals on pressure measuring devices. So this is from Unit First Basics. So first of all, we'll discuss regarding the single column manometer. So how it works actually. So this is construction details. So if you require pressure at a point A, then you can attach this manometric tube with reservoir. So actually the reservoir is attached for measuring the smallest deflection. So that is why you can connect this. And this is a manometric tube. So this manometric tube is contains manometric fluid, which is having higher density, or you can say heavier one. And here the pipe is inserting the flowing of fluid over here. So for that purpose, we can construct the datum line, that is xx, and from that we can take height h1. So this is h1 for the left of limb, and right of limb we can take the height h2. Suppose if is the increase in the pressure, so smallest depression will take place, and it xx, that datum 2, it convert to the y datum. So that is nothing but smallest increment in the height, so that is delta h. So this smallest delta h, the height will be also deflated in a this heavier fluid, because it is pressurized and then it should be giving a rise moment. So this is called as the single column manometer. So here the next relation is the a into delta h. So for reservoir purpose we can take a into delta h. So smallest deflection is there, so we can check this volume. Okay, so a into delta h, because if it is change in the distance, that is xx to yy, so that converts is a into delta h. So here it should be also different. So that's why it will happen that a is for area of tube, and h2 is the height. So here capital A is reservoir, which is having 100 times more than this tube diameter. So that is the difference between reservoir and this tube. Okay, so that is why we can measure the deflection. This delta h gives the value of smallest dispersion, that is a into the h2 divided by capital A. So this is regarding the single column manometer. Now we construct the relation, or can say equation for left limb and right limb. So first of all we consider for right limb. So here h2 is there. Okay, so height h2 is there. For this height, according to hydrostatic law, we can write rho g h2. So actually this is second fluid, that's why I can write rho 2 g h2, and smallest depression is takes place, we can consider here. So that's why I can write rho 2 g h rho 2 g delta h. So delta h here also and here also. So this is delta h. So I can write rho 2 g into delta h plus h2, because we can commonize of the equation, is equal to, then equation becomes rho 1. So this is for first liquid, so that's why rho 1 g1 h1, rho 1 g1 h1. And for smallest depletion we can write rho 1 g h1 and dh1. Okay, so dh. Okay, so this is the value we will consider here, and plus pa. So that is why this equation becomes like this, and after these two equations for equating, we get the value of pa, that is pressure at a point A. Now we go for next slide, that is the problem regarding the single column manometer, which is connected to a pipe. So it is connected to pipe. So this is single column manometer is there and connected to the pipe. So pipe is having specific gravity 0.9. So actually it is 0.9 is there. So this is specific gravity as shown in figure, and find the pressure in a pipe. So point pressure in pipe means Pa is unknown, and the reservoir, that is area of reservoir, 100 times the area of the tube. So that means capital A is 100 times, that is limit small a. So capital A is equal to 100 into small a. That means capital A upon small a is equal to 100, right? So this is regarding the given data and the specific gravity of mercury. So here the heavier fluid is there. Actually, you know that the heaviest fluid is the bottom of the side and lighter fluid is at the upper side. So here flowing fluid is there, and here the heavier fluid is there, which is for in a manometry. So it can measure the deflection, correct? Now we go for given data. So as we know that specific gravity is given to you, that is zero 0.9, convert into the density. So if you require density rho a is 0.9, so you can multiply by into 1000. Similarly for manometric fluid, so manometric fluid is also having 13.6. So here mentioned 30.6. So you can convert this density for 13.6 into 10 raised to 3. Only you multiply 10 raised to 3, then it get converted into density format. That is nothing but specific related to density. Okay, so as you mentioned in a lecture, that is area of reservoir is 100 times more than that. So here we can write capital A upon small a is equal to 100. And next, h1, what is the height? H1 is, this is height for xx to point A, right? So height h1 is 20 centimeters, so convert this 0.2 meter. Similarly for h2, so it is xx to this height, okay, this liquid level height, so this h2 that equals to 0.40. So this is h1 and h2. Now we go for the required data, that is PA is unknown, that's why we can go for this. Now we can take the delta H. So how to calculate delta H actually? So delta H is nothing but small a upon capital A H2. So last time we discussed here the delta H. So delta H you can, how to point it, small a upon capital A. So here ratio is capital A upon small a. So we can take reciprocal of that. That is 1 upon 100 into H2. H2 is 0.4 because 40 centimeter is there. So 0.4 meter is there. So convert this. After that we can get the value of delta H, that is 0.004 meter. Now we connect for right limb and left limb. So first of all we go for equilibrium conditions from the figure, and first we go for left limb and then go for right limb. So left limb contains the, this section is called as a left limb, and this section, particularly this section, is called as right limb. So for left limb we construct for the equation, that is PA. So PA plus rho 1 G1 H1. So actually rho 1 G1 H1 plus rho 1 G1 delta H, like this equation is there. So I can write PA plus rho 1, instead of rho 1 you can say rho A, okay, rho A GH1, rho A GH1 plus rho A G delta H, because delta H for this height, smallest deflection height, is equal to manometric liquid, that is rho m G, rho m G H2 is there, H2 plus smallest deflection delta H. So this is the equation for left limb and right limb. Now we go for putting the values between this these values, delta H, rho A, then A, G. That's why then equation becomes, and write the formula, that is PA is equal to the, so that final answer is PA is equal to 51.89 into 10 raised to 3 Newton per meter square. So this is regarding the pressure at point A. Pressure at point A. This is pressure point A. Suppose we require the smallest change in the required, then you can use single column manometer. So this is regarding the problem. Now next we move for inclined column manometer. So in that inclined column manometer, this is construction principle. So here the smallest inclination, it gives the smallest deflection. That's why you can inclination of this takes place. So this angle theta is inclined angle is theta. Height h1 for specific gravity for that height 1 is for first liquid, and height 2 for second liquid. So this is for lighter liquid, h1 is for lighter liquid, h2 is for heavier liquid, and that length is for changing the from x6 to this h2, this is level h2. So I want h2 here. So what is the formula for that? If you know the L, so how to find out? We know that theta is there, actually theta is over here. So we know that this is the, this also angle theta, right? So theta is nothing but sine theta is equal to what? Then opposite side to the hypotenuse. So opposite side is h2 and hypotenuse is L. So that's why sine theta is equal to h2 upon L. So what is h2 value? H2 is equal to L sine theta. So that much change is there. So you can take this here, h2 is equal to L sine theta, and then you can put the value for left limb and right limb, write the equations, and after that you can put the value of h2 instead of that L sine theta. So this is the equation for pressure at point A. So this is inclined column manometer. It is used for smallest change in a manometric fluid. So actually you can measure the pressure at point A. Okay, now next is the inverted U-tube differential manometer. So here you know that there are two liquids is present over here, that is A and B, or we can say same liquid is there. So both cases is there, and here the one case is there, actually heavier fluid is at the pipe and a lighter fluid is at the manometer. So this is difference between inverted U-tube differential manometer. Okay, so here we can measure the heavier fluid pressures. So with the help of this inverted U-tube manometer, heavier fluid pressure we can measure easily. So that's why we can use inverted U-tube manometer. So this is the height xs. So we can say surfaces datum surface, and from that h1. So this is h1 height, and this is h. This is h2. Okay. So this is three liquids available with us: A, B, and this manometric liquid. Actually, inverted U-tube manometer is says that only the difference between the pressure points. Difference between pressure point means PA minus PB. So difference it usually gives the inverted U-tube manometer. Okay. So now we construct the relations for that. So first of all, we construct into two parts, that is left limb and right limb. So first of all, we discuss regarding the left limb. So this is the left limb. We take the cross section. So what will the equation here? So PA, right, for left limb, PA minus rho 1 G1 H1, because for inverted purpose you can take minus rho 1. Rho 1 means that density G is 9.1 and H1 is height 1, right, is equal to, now we move for a right limb. So right limb is like this. Okay, so first of all we construct for rho 2 G2 H2, rho 2 G2 H2. G is, we can write G2 because G 9.1 is the constant one, so that's why rho 2 G2 H2 minus rho S GH and plus PB. So plus PB you can take as it is. Again I repeat, PB, right, minus this height 1, that is rho 2 G2 H2, we can write here, minus rho GH. So this is the relation for the inverted U2 manometer. Now we move for the problem statement for the inverted differential manometer. So it is connected to 2 points A and B like this, and then this height. So first of all we calculate for H1 H2, and here containing the oil is 0.8. So for particular A point, or you can say pipe A, the specific gravity is 0.8, and B also specific gravity 0.8. Only the oil has specific gravity. So actually here 0.8 is actually above the side, and here convey water is there. So actually pipe containing water is there. So PA and PB is there, so containing water, and oil is for upper side, because lighter liquid is on upper side in case of inverted differential manometer. So now we consider specific gravity for 0.8, specific gravity for 0.8 for oil. So convert this into kg per meter cube, that is 800. Then next, difference of oil in the two limbs. Difference of oil means what? So total height is 50, correct? Total is 50 and this minus 30. So that becomes difference between these two limbs, that is 20 centimeter. So this is H1. So this is H1, right? So H1 is 30 centimeter, but convert into meter. So that's why we can write 0.3 meter. This is H1. Now we go for H2. What is H2 here? This height, that is 30 centimeter, right? 30 centimeter means H2. So H2 is how much? 0.3, because 30 centimeter is there. And now last, what is H? H is nothing but total is 50, right? Total is 50 and minus 30. That means H2 minus karabe. Nice, 30, 50 minus H2. So it gives values H3. So what is H3 value? H3 value gives the 20 centimeter. That means 0.2 meter. Okay. So this is all about H1, H2, H3. Now we construct for the XX for left limb. So left limb, so like this, P1 PA, you can write PA minus rho GHA, rho 1 G1 H1. So rho 1 G1 H1 is there. That is rho is the density for this water. So water is placed in a tube, that is why I can write 1000, G 9.1, H1 is there. That's why height is H1 is 0.3. We can write 0.3. So this is the equation for left limb. Now go for right limb. So after solving this equation becomes PA minus 2943. Now we go for right hand side. So right hand side means this is PB. You can write minus rho GH2. Rho GH2. What is rho? Density G 9.81. H2 is the height. So H2 is how much height? 0.3. Then minus rho GH3. So rho GH3, from this height H3. You can take rho GH3 because this is second fluid. So rho GH23, you can put like this. As you know that H2 H3, G is 9.1, rho is the density for this particular specific gravities. According to that we can write. So here the water is there, so that can 1000. Here rho is 800 because 0.8 is given to you. So convert this into 800, 9.81, 0.2, and then equation becomes like this. And this is formula for PB. So this is equation for left limb and right limb. Now we equating the equilibrium conditions, that left limb is equal to right limb. So right limb. So that's why it becomes equation PB minus PA is equal to 1569.6 Newton per meter square. So this is the equation. This is the relation for inverted differential manometer. So here only we get the pressure difference, correct? In inverted U2 manometer, we get the pressure difference between 2 points, that is A and B, as well as it is used for actually the measuring the heavier fluid pressures. Means what pressure fluid is there, we can measure this with the help of inverted U2 manometer. Now we move for the next problem, that is inverted U2 manometer is connected to two horizontal pipes A and B. So we can connect the pipes A and B, which is water is flowing. So A and B is water is flowing, and the distance between this pipe is 30 centimeter. So distance for A and B, that pipe difference is 30 centimeter. When oil of specific gravity is zero point 0.8, so oil is specific gravity 0.8 and it is used for that, then these two limbs manometer is having are found to be same equal to 35 centimeters. So this height is from this point to this height is 35 centimeter, and determine the difference of pressure between the pipes. So as you know that PA minus PB is question mark. Okay, so given data is 0.8, so convert into 0.8 for manometric fluid is there. So 0.8 into 1000, that 800. Point C and D lie on a same horizontal line. So lie on same line. The pressure at C should be equal to pressure at D. So therefore CD, the pressure at C. So how to find out pressure C? PA, that means left limb, PA minus this height. So that's why rho G HA, rho G HA. That's why rho is the 1000, G 9.1 and H is the height. So H is 35 centimeter. So we can take as it is 0.35. Now we go for right hand side. So that is for PB, we can write PB minus this height rho G H1 plus minus this rho G H1 and rho G H2. So rho 2 G2 H2, rho 1 G H1. So for right hand side, PB minus this height is rho 1 G1 H1, then this height rho 2 G2 H2. So I can write like this, and putting this value, that is 1000. Why put is because it is also present water is there. G 9.1 H1 0.35 minus rho 2 is how much? 800, because specific gravity for oil is 0.8, so that's why 800 density, that is kg per meter cube. G 9.1 H2 is 0.3. So how it is H2? H2 is 30 centimeters, that's why I convert into 0.3. After that calculation for left end and right end, so equals the two equations, and then formulate the relation for PA minus PB and find out the PA minus PB over here. So this is the required answer. So you can put in the values and find out the relation for PB minus PA is equal to 2354.4 Newton per meter square. So this is regarding the inverted U2 manometer. Now we move for next point, that is next problem, that is determine the pressure difference between PA minus PB when the reading is shown in figure. So this is a complicated nature for differential manometer. So here we can divide two parts. Actually here likewise you can divide this. So you can divide this, and first of all we solve this first, and then we can go for this second. So you can make two parts over here. Okay, so first of all we discuss this these two parts. So here PA and PB, actually what we require here, PA minus PB. So PA minus PB is required, so that's why we can divide two parts like this. Okay, and now we go for the left part. First of all we go for left part and then go for right part. So first of all go for left part. So this is the PA plus rho GH, rho GH. So that's why I can write rho is the that value, G is that point value, then H is the 9 point, H is the 24. So 24 centimeter means 0.24 meter, 0.8 10 to 3, because oil it is content, actually oil is there, that's why we can take 0.8 into 10 to 3. Then next is equal to 12 into 13.6. So here mercury is there, that's why I can write 0.12, this is centimeter to meter. G is 9.81. H1 means this is the height, correct? So you can write height H1 plus this height 0.12, that's why you can write like this, plus P1. So plus P1 is there, so I can write plus P1 here because atmospheric pressure is there, that's why I can write P1. And after that we can solve it for PA and PB. So PA and P1, and we get the relation like this. Now we go for right hand limb. So here P1 is there, that's why I can write P1 plus this height, that's why rho G H1. So rho G H1 means convert this G as it is 9.1, then H, this is height for this is the 10 centimeter, that's why height is 0.10, and then 8 into 10 to 0.8 into 10 to 3 means this is the specific gravity. So oil is there. So that's why I can write 0.8 into 10 to the 3 kg per meter cube is equal to rho gh. First of all, this we consider this height. Okay, rho gh, that is nothing but 0.15 into 13.6 10 to the 3 g. Then next, plus pb is there, plus pb here, and this height is there. So I can write 0.10, 0.8 is the specific value into 1000, g is a 9.1. So I can this like this, and then we can get p1 is equal to pb plus something value, and then we can equate these equations. For p1 is equal to p1 is equal to, and then we formalizing the pa and pb and write the find out the pa minus pb. So this is the complicated structure. So here we divided two parts. So first of all we solve this. So first of all we get take left limb, right limb for this condition, and then we go for this part. So this part we also divide into left limb, right limb, and then we go for final equation. So this is the relation for equations. Now given data for next problem. The water in a tank is pressurized by air. So air is pressurizing over here and measured by a multi-fluid manometer as shown in figure. And the tank is located as a mountain at altitude of 1400 meter, where the atmospheric pressure is 85.6 kPa. Determine the air pressure in the tank if H1 is equal to 0.1. So H1 is 0.1, H2 is 0.2, H3 is 0.35. Take the densities of water, oil and mercury. So 1000, then oil is 850, then mercury is 13,600. So this is the density for air. Water is placed over here, then oil is over here, and last there is mercury over here. So first of all we can know that values H1 is there, H2 is there, and H3 is there. So likewise the density for water, then density for oil, density of mercury, like this. And starting with 0.1 we can take the all the details of this P1. So point P1 is required there, P1 plus rho water, this height rho water, that is rho gh1, right? So rho water g into h1 plus rho oil gh2. So here oil is placed there, that's why rho oil g into h2, you can write this minus, so minus is there, so rho mercury gh3 is equal to p atmospheric. So here atmospheric pressure is there, so you can write this. Why it is minus? Because we have take on a right hand side, so actually we can take right hand side, that's why you can take minus over there. So actually equation become like this. Okay, now we solving this for p1 for substituting the values over here, that is 85.6 is the atmospheric pressure, then raw water is 9.81 into 10 to 1000 1000 13,600, then like this 1000 kg per meter cube. So like this we can put the value over here, and then final equation for pb1 is equal to 130 kPa, that is kilopascal, 10 to 3 Newton per meter square, or I can say 130 kPa. So this is the equation. Now we go for the next formulation for constructing the manometer is used to measure the pressure in a tank. The fluid has to specific value 0.85 and manometer column height is 55 centimeter. And shown in figure, if the local pressure is 96 kPa, determine the absolute pressure within the tank. So here we require the pressure for this point. So I can write relations for first. P is equal to P atmospheric plus rho gh. So on a left limb only P is there, so I can write P, and for right hand side the P atmospheric is present, that's why P atm plus rho gh, that is the equation. Now we can put the value of P atmospheric. So atmospheric pressure is always, remember that it is up to 96 kPa, so 96 into 10 to 3, then P atmospheric, that is the equation, and rho gh, rho is the 850 kg per meter cube, g 9.81, h is the height, so you can measure that is 0.555 meter, and then convert for the kPa. So that's why multiplication factor is required over here, and according to that we can measure the pressure at a point A. So this is tank actually, and you have to measure the pressure at this point. So actually we can attach the manometer and calculate this height, then put in the equation and then put the values, and then find out the pressure at point P. This is the relation for that. The next, we know that the hydrostatic variation, or can say pressure variation in the rest. So this is nothing but the rate of increase of pressure with respect to that downward direction is equal to increases with the weight density. of that point. So this is the equation for hydrostatic law. Already we discussed in that introduction part. Now we go for, as we know that equation becomes P is equal to gh, because P is equal to gh, or can say P is equal to rho gz, because if you integrate this equation, that dou P becomes P and dou Z becomes Z. So P is equal to rho gz, or you can say rho gh. P is equal to rho gh, or you can say P is equal to rho gz. So only the difference is there for hydrostatic law. Okay, so here the find the value of corresponding values of height for water and oil. So I can write for pressure is there, it is given that 13.3.9 Newton per centimeter square, can write 3.9.24 into 10 to 4. Then Z is equal to P by rho G. So Z is equal to P by rho G. We can put the relation for P. Rho is the, for water purpose, you can take 1000 G 9.81. So I can take 1000 G 9.81. That is for water. Similarly for oil. So Z is equal to P by rho G, as we wrote. And here the P is as it is, rho only change in the rho, because specific rho 0.9 is there. 0.9 means convert into density, multiply by 1000. 0.9 into 1000 means 900, and G is 9.1. So likewise the equation becomes the jar 4.44 meter of oil. So this is the value for the Z. So Z is, if you place the water, the 4 meter is there. If you place the oil, is 4.4. This slight change is there according to the changing the liquids. So this is regarding the height conversions. Now we move for hydraulic press. So here Pascal law is implemented. Whenever you can press the plunger, so at that point the pressure will be generated. This pressure will be reacted in a manner that it can be lifted. That weight, maximum weight will be lifted, or can say ram will be lifted. So here hydraulic press has the 30 centimeter diameter, and plunger is having 4.5 centimeter. So 4.5 and 30 centimeters there. Find the weight lifted by the hydraulic press. So how much weight is lifted when the force is applied 500 Newton. So first of all, we take the given data from these equations. So diameter of ram is 0.3 meter. Convert this meter. Diameter of plungers, that is 4.5 centimeters there, convert it into meter. Then force is given by 500 Newton, and weight of the lifted. So left weight lifted will be question mark. That's why we can take area of ram. So area of ram is nothing but pi of 4 capital D square. Small power plunger is, you can take pi of 4 D square. Now we go for force. Force intensity due to by plunger. So plunger is nothing but force upon area, because pressure is nothing but force upon area. So for plunger, force is 500, as we mentioned here, like this. And area of this plunger, so area of this plunger already we discussed, that is 0.0159, because you can take the diameter square, that is pi of 4 d square, you get the value of this one. So you can put this, and after that you can go for next relation. So this is the pressure intensity due to plunger. Now we go for pressure intensity due to ram. So in pressure intensity into, this is the previous equation, into now we can go for pressure intensity at ram. So what is that formula? Weight upon area, right? Or you can say force upon area. So that weight, so weight is about W, it is unknown. Area of ram, so area of ram is already we calculated, that is A is equal to 0.070. Now we go for equating these two equations, and then we go for W is on that side, and for plunger side you can get like this, and after that simplification the W will be generated. So this is regarding the that Pascal's law. So whenever you applying the same in the some pressure for this fluid, this is exerted in equal in opposite directions. So that's why this small effect, or can say small force, is converted into high force, or can say large force. Now we move for multi-fluid manometer. So if you require a pressure at a point 1, so we can write the equation like this: P1 is equal to rho g H3, or can say rho 3 G3 H3, rho 2 G2 H2 plus rho 3 rho 1 G1 H1, like this. P atom plus rho 1 G1 H1 plus rho 2 G2 H2 plus rho 3 HJ3 is equal to P1, is equal to P1. So this is a relation for manometer tube. Now we go for the example purpose. The open tank is there and containing the depth is 2 meter. So water is depth 2 meter, and specific gravity is oil, where it is 1. So oil is at the upper side because the specific gravity is more than this water. Find the pressure intensity here at the interface of two liquids. So pressure intensity, how to find out pressure intensity over here? P is equal to rho gh, right? This is formula. And so first of all, we write the relations for that. H1 is the 2 meter, H2 is the 1 meter, S naught is a 0.9. That's why rho 1 is the 1000 kg per meter because water is there. And rho 2, convert this 0.9 into space, that is density. So convert into 1000, that is 9.900 kg per meter cube. Now we relation know that P is equal to rho gh, that is height. So we can go for interface at A. So interface at means pressure at A we required here. So that's why you can use the relation P is equal to rho gh. Write this pH over gh1 because first height is there. That's why you can 2, G is 9.1 and rho is water. That's why 1000. So put this value. So zero point 0.9 actually for oil. You can see interface for oil is there. So 0.9 is 900 and the equation becomes like this. So this is for interface A. We can put the rho is 900 because we have required the this height and for this fluid. So 900 into 9.1 into 1. Now we go for interface at B. So rho 2 GH2, rho 2 GH2 plus rho 1 GH1. So that will gives the pressure at a point B. If you require pressure at A, so it is considered from upper side. So that's why we can take rho GH1 and H1 is the height for 1 meter. So that's why 1 we can take here. But in case of bottom B, so B is there. So we can take H2 and H1, H2 and H1 and plus sign is there. So after that equation, we get the value of P after putting this value and then we got the value of P at 228,449 Newton per meter square. So this is about all the numericals regarding the single column manometer as well as the according to Pascal's law as well as the regarding the different inverted U2 differential manometer. In next lecture we will discuss regarding the fluid statics, that is chapter number 2. Thank you.